Well, hey there. I just wanted to chat a little bit about the Game Awards that were announced yesterday. So the Game Awards, even back on Spike TV back in the day, was something that I always watched, something that I always enjoyed, and it's something that I like to see the new announcements for. I actually wanted to see what won Game of the Year, and just what was getting the most attention from the industry that I didn't know about already. Now, of course, all of these games are games that I already know about because I'm way more in tune with the industry from playing games all the time nowadays. But I do just kind of want to have a chit chat about what I think is going to win the Game Awards and kind of why. So I am using Polygon's website because the main Game Awards website will not load. It is like fully crashed. So thank you, Polygon, for having a website that actually works. So we're actually going to skip past the Game of the Year because I actually want to work from the bottom up. So we're going to see everything that they have from most anticipated and work our way up from there. Now, some of these I will not have an opinion on, so I will not say anything about them. But here we have the most anticipated game of 2026. I don't think anyone has to question this. Grand Theft Auto 6 is definitely that game. It was just delayed for like the third time all the way to November, of course, but hey, it's still coming out as far as we know. And I'm not a big fan of 007 in the first place. I also don't really play the Hitman series. The Wolverine game just looks pretty okay for the most part. I think I gotta see more before I get too excited. Now, Resident Evil Requiem and The Witcher 4 both look incredible, but they are nowhere near on par to Grand Theft Auto 6. That game is going to be a behemoth and everyone's going to have to stay out of the way because holy shit. I mean, it's GTA. Who's not looking forward to a new GTA? Anywho, for Content Creator of the Year, I've got to say The Burnt Peanut, man. So obviously everybody knows who Kai Cenat is. I watch Moist Critical, which is Charlie, of course. I don't know who Cadril is that much, and I have no idea who Sakura Miko is, but The Burnt Peanut has been popping up on my timelines a lot recently, especially with Arc Raiders, and every time I see a clip from him, that dude is hilarious. Now, I am not a Twitch enjoyer or live stream watcher. I just watch clips of stuff sometimes. And as much as I love Moist Critical, I think The Burnt Peanut, as someone who's kind of newer to the scene and deserves the recognition, I think that as the new guy around the block and doing extremely well, that maybe he should get it this time. Best esports team, this I have no opinions on. I don't watch esports. Now, best esports athlete, I don't know any of these dudes whatsoever, but I was watching a podcast where they were chatting about how Faker has won the 3rd World Series in a row, which is a first time ever. Multiple people have been to Worlds multiple times, including Faker, who has gone and won many a times. But winning 3 years in a row is insane. Now, of course, he is part of a team, so he wouldn't make it there without them, but he alone is the one that's won 3 times in a row, and that's gotta say something, man. That dude can play some fucking League of Legends. Like, holy moly. We got best esports game. It's always the same ones. It's probably gonna be League of Legends again this year. I don't think Counter-Strike or Dota or Mobile Legends or Valorant did anything special, and League of Legends kind of got a little bit of a resurgence, at least in the whole esports scene when it comes to tournaments and everything, so I'm gonna vote for that. Now we have games for Impact. So I do know most of these. The only one that I don't know a ton about is gonna be Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, but I played through South of Midnight. I watched a bit of Wanderstop. I know quite a bit about Despelote and Consumi, and I'm gonna have to say Despelote. Man, that story about football, or as we call it in America, soccer, it was a special one. A lot of people really enjoyed it, and it was apparently done extremely well. So I'm going to say Despelote on this one. Then we have debut indie game. Now this is tough because is this another category that Expedition 33 is just going to win, or should we have some of the smaller guys win it? In my opinion, because it is like indie, kind of in the nature of indie is like the smaller team, the better. Yes, there was like 30, 40 people that made this game. There's probably like 30 to 50 people that made this one. I don't know how many people made Despelote, but I know Blueprints was like 2 or 3 guys, like one main guy and like 2 people that helped him. And same thing with Megabonk. So for me personally, I would have to say Blueprints because of how just an amazing game it was. Megabonk had its moment, but I don't think it had any staying power versus Blueprints is like a full-on incredible game. It's not for me because I'm not a big puzzle game guy like that, so I can't really say too much, but outside of Blueprints, of course you already know, Expedition 33 is probably going to win it though. Then we have community support. This is of course kind of like ongoing game to a degree. I personally play the shit out of Final Fantasy XIV still to this day. Fortnite has kind of made a big turnaround with the recent Simpsons stuff. Baldur's Gate 3 has always got small updates. Helldivers 2 has made quite a bit of a comeback though, because they announced a new faction and have a lot of stuff with it. In No Man's Sky, they're always doing new incredible stuff in that one, but it's not one that I ever played. So for me personally, I would have to vote either 14 or Helldivers 2, just because those are the games that I played and the ones that I've enjoyed the most. But in general, it's probably, honestly, it's probably going to go to either Fortnite or Helldivers 2 in my opinion. Those are the ones that I see most people chatting about, at least. Now, best adaptation. So best adaptation here, I don't think Until Dawn should have been here. It was pretty dog shit, but obviously Minecraft movie is gonna win it. But I think that, yeah, it should probably win. They put a ton of money into it. Every kid loves that movie. Why not? I did hear in a podcast that I watched, though, they were saying that the second season of Twisted Metal, that should actually win it. They were saying that they did some incredible work with increasing the quality of the show, the writing, and just everything about it on season 2 was incredible. I have not watched it, so I have no say-so. I've heard a lot of terrible things about this, though, and I'm very upset about it, so I will not talk about it. Now, best VR/AR game. Now, I have a VR headset. Do I play my VR headset? Fuck no, so we're passing this one. I'd probably have to say the Midnight Walk, though. That game is really cool. Then we have best strategy/sim game. Civ 7, Final Fantasy Tactics, which is a remaster kind of remake, Jurassic World Evolution, The Alters, Tempest Rising, and 2 Point Museum. I mean, out of all the ones that I would play, I had The Alters downloaded, but I never got around to it. But then Final Fantasy Tactics is one that I plan to play at some point. The other ones are just not ones that interest me, but I also have not heard a ton about them. Like, I really haven't heard too much about these, so I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy Tactics or The Alters. If I had to pick one though, it's probably gonna be Tactics because people really fucking love that game, so we'll go with that. Now, best sports/racing game. I don't care about any of these except these two right here, Mario Kart World and Rematch. No one cares about the others. Sonic, yeah, you could have been good, but you really weren't that good, apparently. We all know that World is going to win it. We know that, but I want Rematch to win. That game is very fun, very, very different. It's like as if you took, it's really weird because it's almost like if you took this really cool game that's called Rocket League, and instead of having cars, there was like people kicking a ball. It's kind of crazy. It's a new concept, and I enjoy it. I think it's a really cool idea. They should turn that into like a real sport or something like that. Maybe one day, we'll have to see. But moving on to best RPG, we have Avowed EX33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and The Outer Worlds 2. This one belongs to Kingdom Come Deliverance. Avowed was a very mediocre game. Monster Hunter Wilds was good, but it just didn't quite hold up to the expectation, I don't think. Clair Obscur, of course, is incredible, but has like a pure like RPG. Like if you're breaking down like absolute role-playing, the RP part of it, that's got to go to Kingdom Come. That game's insane. The amount of small, minute things that you can do is just incredible. That game deserves its flowers, especially here. Best ongoing game. We have Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers, Marvel Rivals, No Man's Sky. So it's very similar to the previous category. So I'm going to have to go with the same thing, but Marvel Rivals was kind of a hit, so I don't really know if that's going to win it. I would vote for Helldivers 2 in this case, because it's probably the one that I would play if I was not playing 14. Mobile game, I do not play mobile games, so we're going to skip that one, but Uma Musume was apparently some insane shit this year. People were going nuts over the anime and the new games that came out, so that's probably going to win, but I have no opinion on it. Best independent game. We have Absalom, Ball Pit, Blueprints, Clair Obscur, Hades 2, and Silksong. What a category, because like Absalom, pretty dang good. Ball Pit, pretty dang good. Blueprints, pretty dang good. And then we get to the big three. And I say that because like these three are all like 9 out of 10 for me. Maybe like a high 8 at the end of the day if I were to score them. But then like these three are like 10 out of 10. It's insane. So when it comes to the one that I would pick if I were to say best independent game, it's got to be Expedition 33, right? Clair Obscur is going to blow the socks out of everyone this year, and this is where it starts. So Expedition 33 is going to be number 1 here. Then we have Best Fighting Game, 2XKO, which is the League of Legends game, Capcom Fighting Collection, Fatal Fury, Mortal Kombat, and Virtua Fighter. I've got to go with 2XKO. It's the new kid on the block, and it's really good, apparently. A lot of people are really enjoying it. I haven't touched it yet. I do plan to play it once it fully comes out, but we'll just have to keep our eyes peeled. Now for the best family game. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing, and Split Fiction. Now, Split Fiction is a little bit of a grown-up game, so I don't know about family to a degree, but it is co-op, so you do have to play it with multiple people, which can be a family game. But in all honesty, I've probably got to go with Lego Voyagers because it's something that's new. It's a very short but very fun game. I don't think Donkey Kong you can pass the controller unless you're just like, here you go kind of thing. So all of these are really multiplayer focused except Donkey Kong, so I don't quite get why that one's here, although I do get that it is more of like a kids game, so that's why they put it in the family category. So if I were to pick mine, it would be Lego Voyagers, but what I think is going to win is Donkey Kong. Then now we move on to the bigger categories, getting to the top here. We have Best Action Adventure Game, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Hollow Knight Silksong, Indiana Jones, and Split Fiction. Ghost of Yotei, I'm finishing it right now, and it's not quite hitting as high as Tsushima was, so I'm not going to count that one here. Indiana Jones was an incredibly good game, but it was more on the adventure side than the action, and I enjoyed it, but I don't rate it as highly as other people have. I've played maybe the first 20 to 30% of Split Fiction, and it's good, but it's just not blowing my socks off either. So for me, this one's going to be between Death Stranding 2 and Hollow Knight Silksong. And if I had to pick one, if it was like, hey, these are two games that you're only allowed to experience one of them, whichever one you choose is the only one you're ever allowed to play, I think I've got to go with Silksong. As much as I love Death Stranding 2, and it's a fucking incredible game, I think Silksong is something that is gonna stick with me longer, something that was like, I don't know, like ingrained into me. Something about it. I've got to go with Silksong on this one, although Death Stranding 2 is like right there next to it. Then we have Best Action, Battlefield 6, Doom the Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I have not played Shinobi or Ninja Gaiden, and I only played a little bit of Battlefield. But Doom the Dark Ages I beat, and Hades 2 I'm probably like halfway done with. Ninja Gaiden is a game that I plan to play in the next week or two, so maybe I'll have an opinion on that before the Game Awards actually finalize and come out next month. But based upon the reviews that I've seen, it's very much like the previous Ninja Gaiden games with some slight tweaks, but nothing super crazy that blows your socks off. And Doom the Dark Ages for me was a little bit of a step backwards. I enjoyed Doom Eternal much more than I liked the Dark Ages. So for me personally, this has gotta be Hades 2. Hades 2 is incredible. Battlefield 6 is really good, but it's just, I don't know, it's not Hades 2, if that makes sense. Battlefield is Battlefield, and Hades is fucking Hades, man. Literally one of the best games ever made. Shinobi Art of Vengeance, you're there and you're appreciated, but you're just not up to par with these other games. I'm sorry. Then we have Best Score in Music, which is Expedition 33, Death Stranding, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, and Silksong. I had a talk with my buddy Nix about this because Hades 2, the more I play it, the more I just sit there and listen to like the ambient sound or the music or the singing or just anything. Death Stranding 2 has an incredible soundtrack, and the audio and everything else behind it is done extremely well. Expedition 33, I bought their soundtrack. I fucking love Expedition 33 and all of the songs. Silksong is also incredibly done well. Ghost of Yotei, you're there. I appreciate you. I'm playing you right now. You do a good job. But you're not on par with these other guys. I'm sorry. You're really good. I promise. You're like a 9.5, but these other guys are an 11, and you just really can't compete. I'm sorry. But I think the more that I play Hades 2, I think that that is the choice. I think the other three are right fucking behind them. I think that Hades 2 just does something special. And that special sauce is noticeable, and it makes me want to just sit there and vibe. Then we're getting on to Best Performance, which the first three is Expedition 33 with Jennifer English, Ben Starr, and Charlie Cox. Then we got Erika Ishii for Ghost of Yotei, Troy Baker for Indiana Jones, and Konatsu Kato. I don't know if I pronounced that name right, but the lady from Silent Hill F. Now, my buddy will tell you that Troy Baker should win this for Indiana Jones, and honestly, I think I agree. Troy Baker was probably the best Indiana Jones outside of Harrison Ford his fucking self. Like, genuinely, if you were to put them side by side in the old Indiana Jones movie, and then like have Troy Baker voice the lines for him in the movie, like dub over it, I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference. They're very fucking close. I think Troy Baker, just like everybody else knows, is one of the best voice actors ever created by man. And the way that he pulls off Indiana Jones here, he deserves the stars for it. As much as I love Ben Starr and Charlie Cox as well, and Erika Ishii does a great job in Yote. She plays as Atsu, but she's just a little bit more on the serious side, so you don't get a lot of her. But when she is there, she does a good job. I haven't played Silent Hill, so I can't speak about that one. But yeah, Troy Baker for this one. Then we have Best Narrative. Now this one's tough because, no, I'm just kidding. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, need I say more? The rest are incredible, but you're not Expedition 33, so goodbye. Best multiplayer game is holy fucking shit. Arc Raiders got nominated and it should win. The others are good games, right? Battlefield 6, Night Rain, Peak, and Split Fiction. I think if Arc Raiders doesn't win, it should be Peak. Just because, right? Aggro Crab, who made Another Crab's Treasure and stuff before that, they made Peak kind of as like a side project, and it's done extremely well, and I fucking love that game. But Arc Raiders is on another level right now. I really cannot stop playing it once I start, and that's gotta speak for something. So Arc Raiders needs to win this. If not, it's gotta be Peak. Night Rain is there, and Battlefield 6 is there, and Split Fiction, and yada yada, who cares? Now, Best Game Direction, this is always a little bit of a weird one because it kind of matches with Game of the Year, right? But I think for direction makes me think of Director, which of course is Death Stranding 2. I think that it should get that there because the way it's structured where it kind of, I don't know, it purposely like pulls its punches just to kind of hit you with them later. I think that's done super well. I don't think Ghost of Yote needed to be here. No, I don't think so. Hades 2 for sure, Split Fiction, Death Stranding, and Clair Obscur deserve this spot, but I think Death Stranding 2 needs to win it. Then we have Best Audio Design. Now this is one that I'm upset that Arc Raiders is not a part of, but this is similar nominees to the previous one, so I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to say that Death Stranding 2 wins this, and if you've watched my video, or if you've heard anything about this game or played it in any capacity, you'll know why. And then we have Best Art Direction, which this is a tough one because all of these are extremely pretty games. Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yote, Hades 2, and Silksong. If I were to put like a screenshot of all 5 of these games in front of me and someone said, hey, which one is the best art that you can tell from this one screenshot? I would have to go with Hades or Expedition 33. And in this case, I'm gonna say Expedition 33. It's meant to have a painterly art style and it does it well. So best art direction is Clair Obscur yet again. And then Game of the Year, I'm just going to say these just because they're here, of course, but Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Boy, oh boy, is it kind of crazy that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is on here and Donkey Kong Bonanza, because those games are great, by all means. I think they're 9s, 9.5 out of 10, but the others are 10 out of 10. And the most 10 out of 10 is Clair Obscur, again, which is hilarious because it has the most nominees of any game that's ever been made. And I think that Expedition 33 absolutely deserves the win here. The other games are all incredible and would have probably won Game of the Year if they weren't up against this game. Clair Obscur blew everyone out of the water, and I think it's a game that I will probably never forget. And because of that, it deserves Game of the Year alone, but it also executes everything else that it tries to do at a premium level. So of course, that's going to be it for this video. That's my predictions for who's going to win what at the Game Awards. And of course, I will see you around then to maybe talk about the results. But either way, I will see you next time.